Well, happy Sunday, everyone. It is Shooter Scott Henderson, and hey, we're going to go over swing trade note. Of course, at the end of our presentation, please do review our disclosure. Obviously, last week was Thanksgiving week, so we really did not do much at all. We looked a little bit Monday and Tuesday, and we was gone. So, no performance last week. All right, even though XRP did extremely well over the holidays. We'll just leave it there. All right, actually an interesting start to the week. Salesforce, I think we have these cloud services and retail coming up this week. And we had supposedly a 10.4% jump over last year's Black Friday. Now, everybody was expecting 8.4% for the whole season, the whole Christmas season. So I would suspect if we have a good earnings week, they are going to run. Now, the only one I really wanted to chase right out of the gate is Dollar General, just because there's so much upside to it potentially if the market gets FOMO in retail, because we hear stellar numbers like from Black Friday, etc. So we might still be, Cyber Monday. So we might still be able to catch a piece of that, right? So, and then we've got Chewy, Foot Locker, Dollar Tree. So really, if we look at Tuesday, right, we're not going to have much that's going to give us an idea of where we're going to be. But Hormel even looked different, but I didn't like the strikes on the options, so I didn't throw that in the mix. I think TD Ameribank does well as DocuSign. Kroger's, I think, does as well. You realize they closed a bunch of stores a ways back, and that should hit their numbers in a positive way, I would think, depending on what the circumstances were. I don't recall whether they sold them off or not, but I believe there was something to that effect. All right, so let's jump into it. All right, I stayed really shallow this week. Really, my top plays are Shop, SWKS, and AMD are the ones on my top watch list. Secondary is Walmart and Amazon. They're so toppy, it's really hard to add here. So now the challenging part coming into this first quarter is I've got to adapt to this trend trading versus the current strategies I've been using. So we're going to be a little light till I get comfortable with the setups a little bit. So our first look is going to be Shopify. Basically looking for continuation of this trend. We're going to get a third general up here. I'm not going for a lot. I'm going for $121. Consider buying February 120 calls. Now, this has the chance to really push because that's a strong candle. Last week was a holiday week, so there's nothing that would prohibit us to backtest these highs, especially if retail continues to do well this week, all right? All right, looking at Dollar General Store, now 50% back actually comes in around $99, measuring this entire wave, this impulse leg down here from before we got the gap, right? Just measuring from the floor of the gap to our low, 50% back comes in at 84.58. So this is an extremely conservative target. However, I will say it carries a little more risk than something that was structurally in better shape than Dollar General, because they've had some trouble and they have closed some stores. But here again, I'm back on that retail thesis where I think we do really well off of those numbers going into the first of the week. And I think there's going to be a lot of boys on Wall Street coming in the week after Thanksgiving, mainly Tuesday and Wednesday. Monday and Tuesday, there'll be few of it trading, but it still will be light. But I think Wednesday is when we could see these pop. So just keep in mind, we do have earnings on this week. So you'll have to make a decision if you're holding it into earnings or not if we don't get a pop beforehand. So keep that in mind. That's basically what we have this week, folks. Great trading. Until next time.